Shalom, and welcome to Bible Stories as Blueprints of the Soul, your Biblical Hebrew podcast. Shalom, and welcome to our Biblical Hebrew podcast. Today I wish to speak about the story of Tamar, which is told in Genesis 38. In Genesis 38, we meet Judah, the fourth son of Leah and Jacob, after he sold his brother Joseph to a caravan of merchants going down to Egypt. Judah marries a daughter of a Canaanite man named Shua. And this woman, which interestingly has no name, gives birth to three sons. The first is the second is Onan, and the third is Shelah. Judah takes a wife for his first son, Her name is Tamar, but behaves wickedly in the eyes of the name, and dies. According to the ancient law or tradition, if a woman left a widow without a husband, mainly without a son that will carry the name of the family, she has to come into a situation in which she will conceive a child to the family. But since her husband is gone, his brother can keep a tradition of good deed and conceive the widow. Though if the brother of the deceased is already married and has children, he can still conceive the widow and keep the family name. This is the ancient tradition. This law or tradition is named in Hebrew Chok HaYibum, the law of Yibum. Yibum or Yabam. Yabam in Hebrew is the brother-in-law. So let's get back to our story. Since Tamar is a widow without any children, according to the tradition, the second son of Judah has to marry her. And this is what happens. Onan takes her as a wife. But Onan does not conceive her because he knows he will not have the seed. The Hebrew word is pretty penetrating. In English, the name of Onan is translated very gently, but in Hebrew, the meaning of Onan is quite different. It means that a person is feeling pity for himself and cannot relate to another person, cannot relate to another woman. This is why he is masturbating. And this is what Onan did. He was not keeping the right relation to a woman. Also, the Hebrew uses the same letters of the name Onan to mention the behavior of complaining. The Hebrew language uses the same root letters Why do you complain? Lama ata mitonen, meaning why do you feel pity for yourself? So Onan knew that he will not have the seed. He was not ready to keep relation with the woman, and he died too. And according to the law of Yibum, Chok Yibum, Tamar has to be wed to the third son, Shelah. But since Judah was afraid that his third son will die too, and this is the only son that he is left with, and Shelah was still young, he asked Tamar to go to her father's home and to sit there and to wait until Shelah will grow up and she could be given to him as a wife. So this is what Tamar did, and she went to her father's house and waited and waited and waited. And she noticed Shelah is growing and being adult, and she is not given to him. So she understood in her heart that there is no intention to marry her to Shelah or to give her to Shelah. So she dressed up as a woman who gives services to men for payment. And she knew that Judah is going to take care of his sheep. And she waited on the road, concealed in her dressing, that Judah would not recognize her as his daughter-in-law. And she conceived from Judah, from the father of her two former husbands. She conceived with twins known in the names Zerach and Peretz. From Peretz came later on David, King David. Many people ask themselves why and how crooked can it be to cause a woman such suffering, such torture, such pain for so many years and humiliation. But maybe the lens of feelings and emotion is not the right lens when we look at our life in general. Emotions and feelings are important, but we also have to have the bigger perspective. And the Bible, in a way, gives us a guideline, people who wants to read really what is written in the Bible. Not just a placard that fits the trend, but to read the Bible as metaphysics. So let's do it. Let's follow the names of the people that we mentioned so far in the story and see what is the relation between them, and see what is the higher or the highest intention even in a very crooked story like this. Let's look into the name Tamar. Tamar is written in 3 letters: Tav, Mem, Resh. Tav is 400, Mem is 40, and Resh is 200. 400 plus 40 is 440, plus 200, so we have 640. Please remember this number, 640. For this number also reflects the word sun in Hebrew, shemesh, the sun in the sky, which illuminates, shemesh, Shin, Mem, Shin, 3 letters, also has the volume of 640. Please remember this equation. Tamar Shemesh, Shemesh Tamar. Tamar Sun, Sun is Tamar, the sun in the sky. S-U-N. Now, let's look into the letters of the name Er. Er is the first son of Judah and the first husband of Tamar. Er in Hebrew is written in 2 letters. Ain, Resh. Ain equals 70, Resh equals 200. So together, the volume of the name Er is 270. Now, let's deduct the sum of 270 from the volume of the word Tamar. So what do we have? Tamar equals 640 minus the name of Er, 270, and we get 370. This is the sum, 370. Now, let's look into the name of the second son of Judah and the second husband of Tamar. His name is Onan. Onan is written in 4 letters, Aleph, Vav, Nun, and Nun Sufit. Aleph equals 1, Vav equals 6, together they make 7, plus the letter Nun, which is 50, so together they make 57, plus another Nun, which is 50, together they make 107. So the volume of the name Onan in Hebrew is 107. Now let's deduct the volume of the name Onan from 370, which is the sum that we get after we deduct the name of Er from the name of Tamar. So, when we take 370 and we deduct the name of Onan, which is 107 from it, we get the sum of 263. Now, the name of Judah, Yehudah, is written in 5 letters, Yod, He, Vav, Daled, He. The volume of Yehudah is 30. 4. Yod is 10. He is 5. Together they make 15. Plus Vav, which is 6. Together they are 21. Plus Daled, which is 4. They make 25. Plus another He, which is 5, make 30. So the volume of Yehudah is 30. And now let's deduct the sum of 30 from the sum 263. 263 minus the volume of the name Yehudah, which is 30, we get the volume of 233. 233 is the volume of the term Etz HaChaim, the tree of life. The tree of life, Etz HaChaim, has the volume of 233. 4. Etz, tree, is 160 and HaChaim is 73. So Etz HaChaim is 233. Now, when we look into this story and we put all the emotions, all the frustration, all the feeling of revenge and sorrow and God knows what else into one side, into west side of the map where the sun sets, and we look with a clear mind into the names of the people, into the dynasty of relations between them, what do we see? We take the name Tamar. 640. We deduct from it the sum of the name of El, we get 370. And from this number, 370, we deduct the name Onan, which died also and did not keep the good deed, and we got the sum of 263. And from it we deduct the volume of Judah, Yehudah, which was finally the father of wishful children, and we get 233, which is the volume of the tree of life. So what does the Bible want to tell us? Behind all the crookedness and the sorrow and the sadness and the broken heart, feelings and depression, there is one aim. And this aim streams through people, streams through dynasties, streams through crookedness to keep one thing: the course of the tree of life. So this was our little conversation today about a beautiful name, Tamar. Wish you a beautiful day and wonderful week. Thank you for listening to Bible Stories as Blueprints of the Soul. We hope that you enjoyed this episode. If you have any questions, comments, or would like to hear more about a certain topic, just write us an email to hebrew@learnoutlive.com. We are always happy to hear from you. For more episodes, videos, and articles like this, please visit our website at hebrew.learnoutlive.com. We also would like to invite you to join our live classes. Just search for Online College of Biblical Hebrew on Facebook and start learning now with students from all over the world. Koltuv and Shalom.